So it's a positive seed. Manifestation is based on what you believe. Outcome depends on how the situation perceived. And ain't no limit to what the power of the mind can achieve. Keep it going, never stop.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Strive Tribe Podcast. It's your boy Nick and Devan back in action, and we want to welcome you guys to 2023. Today we have a really good topic we wanted to cover for you guys, and that's non-negotiables.
So going into like non-negotiables, we want to kind of elaborate a little bit more on our last podcast about setting yourself up for success in 2023. You know, planning ahead, setting up a game plan and all that. But when you set up your game plan and you set up your goals, you need to have non-negotiables that you're going to set for yourself. And no matter what's happening that day or that week or whatever, you are going to do that task. You are going to complete whatever that is each and every single day, leading you towards your goal, which is your non-negotiables. So, I mean, it could be as simple as if your non-negotiable is going to be reading 10 minutes every single day, then that's a non-negotiable for
Or
you.
your workout plan, sticking to it, being able to at least hit a 30-minute workout on a daily basis.
Yeah, like rain or shine, you're doing a workout. So if that means you're doing a workout outside, then you're doing a workout outside. If you're able to go to the gym, go to the gym. But no matter what, you are going to get that workout in. You are going to read those 10 pages.
Your nutrition, making sure that you're getting enough, grammage of protein. That's a non-negotiable. Like no matter how busy your day is, no matter if your meals are prepped and ready or if they're not, you're gonna find a way to be able to meet your game plan of being able to eat enough protein for that day.
Right. So like if you think about your goals, and let's say you set 5 goals, or as a lot of people like to refer to them as New Year's resolutions, but I like to refer to them as goals because you're going to conquer them this year, and it's not a resolution. It's just you progressing yourself to be better you. So your 5 goals that you have, within your 5 goals, since you've set your game plan like you should have last week, within your game plan, there should be 5 tasks or, one per goal that's a non-negotiable that you conquer it every single day will allow you to get closer to achieving your goal no matter what. Right? So, I mean, if your goal is to lose weight, then one of your non-negotiables could be working out every single day, or a non-negotiable could be no cheat meals. It doesn't have to be non-negotiable for each meal, and every day you're going to work out and every day you're going to read. Like, set one non-negotiable for each goal.
Right. And let's go into a little bit on the best approaches, the best practices to be able to accomplish your non-negotiables on a daily basis.
So I think that a lot of people, when they think about, achieving their non-negotiables and stuff, they think, oh man, I have to be disciplined, or man, like that person that has my goal or is at my goal currently is just so disciplined. Like they're naturally disciplined, when in reality, no one's naturally disciplined.
Right.
And no one's naturally that determined. It is a skill and it is an attribute to someone when they are that disciplined or they are that dedicated, but that is something that is developed over time.
Right. And with constant repetition, like literally practicing it day in and day out, even on the days that we don't want to do it, especially on the days that we don't want to do it.
Yeah, because those are the days that you grow. Like the days you don't want to do something, those are the growth days.
Yep.
The days your happy ass wakes up and you're like, you know what? Like I'm in the mood. I'm ready to go. I'm going to eat everything clean today. That's not a growth day. You're awesome. That's on your way to your goal. But then 2-3 days later, you might wake up and be hurting or be tired or not feel quote unquote motivated to do it. Those are the days your ass better be up and doing it. That's the first thing you should be doing that day. At least in my opinion, like your non-negotiable on the days you don't feel like doing it, your non-negotiables need to be conquered the beginning of the day. So you start off, conquer your non-negotiable, and you're like, all right, let's hit this day.
Yeah, you set yourself up for a positive momentum. Because, I mean, the days where we do want to and we feel like it, workouts, all that, those are easy. Those are gimmies.
Yeah, those
really
are
easy gimmies.
Those are the sunshine and rainbow days.
Exactly.
No one has that shit.
Yeah, we kind of go off this thing where it's like if you're able to perform and like show off on the days that you are at 100% or more. It's like, we don't want to see that. We want to see the days where you are at 50% or anything less than 80, you know, when we know it takes grit, discipline for you to get that job done for the day, throughout the day.
And we're not saying we want to see you at 50%. That's not what
Yeah.
he meant. But what he's saying is, like, we want to see you push through those days that you are at that percentage, because everyone hits them. Nick hits it. I hit it. You know, the trainers that we have hit it. Everyone has their off days, and those off days are the days that count. No one wants to see you listen to your little bitch voice inside and be like, you know what? I'm not feeling it today. I'm not going to work out. Or I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to have a cheat meal. No, those are the days that you need to be stronger than that inner voice and that inner, child, essentially, and man up or woman up and, conquer your non-negotiables.
Right. And just, touching back on it, being able to push through those hard days and sculpting your skills to accomplish your non-negotiables. And honestly, that's how you progress upward. And then that's when you become one of those people to an outsider looking in, like, oh man, what you just said earlier, like, that dude has it all figured out. He's, it's easy for him to stay on task. It's easy for him to eat clean. It's easy for him to work out. It's like, nah, it wasn't. It's just that those days that he or she didn't want to do it, they remembered why they were doing it, pushed themselves through that pain, through that struggle to keep going forward, that they don't even have to look back.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I know me personally, like, when personal training, even till now, like, my schedule hasn't changed in work. And I know your schedule has been very similar also. And I've gotten people coming up to me, you're such an inspiration. You're such you're so motivating, seeing you every time I come into the gym, you're here. It's like, no, like, it's not that it's easy for me, or like, when you ask, how do you do it? You just fucking do it. Like, it's that simple. Do I want to be up every day that early? No. But do I know that I need to be up that day? It's a non-negotiable for me, because to get to our goals and to serve and help our members get to their goals, which is our goal, that I need to be up at that time. So yes, there are some days where I'm getting out of bed, hitting the alarm clock and wishing that I can crawl back into bed. But then it's like, you know what? Get up. Let's get this done. You know what you need to do. Handle it.
Yeah, that's as real as it can get. To me, that I've noticed what tends to knock people over or kind of find a way out of their non-negotiables is that they allow external factors too much. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They allow external factors to affect them too much, whether that's mentally, emotionally, or anything, that it throws them off balance and it derails them. It's like, I already messed up. And then it's just a whole snowball effect from there,
No, I agree with you. Like, I feel like if it's not going to affect you in 5 years, then don't spend more than 5 minutes on it.
Right.
And we've kind of talked about that before. Is like, if it's not going to matter in the long run, then why spend a good amount of time worrying about it that day? Now you just wasted time that you could have been doing something productive on something negative. Right. And also kind of tying into that, I think that people look for external motivation instead of internal motivation, which kind of ties back into the non-negotiables and, developing your determination and your discipline. But if you're looking for little cheesy one-liners every single day to, that you read on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then you're like, man, now I'm feeling motivated. And each day you're trying to do that, like, you haven't found your why.
Yeah. I really like that, because it goes off of my own, like, personal drive or self-talks to myself, that in anything that we do in life, it's, what is your purpose of doing something? Always move, always do something with purpose, with the full intent, because anything and everything can affect you, right? And it'll knock you off balance. But if you are strong and on your why, on why you're doing something, you don't need that outside quick motivation to get you through the hard days, Because like when you ask yourself deep inside, it's like, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I sticking to plan? Why am I not? Why is this my non-negotiable? It's because that goal you were trying to get to and you're working towards and accumulating those wins is something that means something to you. And if it doesn't, and if you're able to get affected or looking for outside motivation or anything like that, then that's just a clear sign that that's not actually something that you actually want for yourself.
Right.
You either
really
want it or
value
you
it.
don't. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like definitely. There's like a Matthew McConaughey quote that kind of like ties into that. He's basically says, if you're gonna do something, do it 100%. Otherwise, why do it at all?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna be doing a task and you're gonna waste time, you're gonna waste effort on doing something, why not just give it 100%? Are you afraid of failing? Are you afraid of what others are gonna think? Are you afraid of you taking a chance and then not achieving it? Well, now you're just setting yourself up to not even know if you were going to hit it. You're not going to know if you were able to do it. And now you're going to look back on that same task and be like, damn, what if I did give it 100%?
Right.
Versus being like, I gave it 100%. I did my best. Like, I wish it could have been better. I gave everything I had into that task or into that, thing. And this was the outcome. Next time I'm going to approach it a little bit differently. I know this didn't work. Next time I'll do all these things I know did work, but I'm going to change this. Versus giving a half-ass attempt at it and then being like, man, there's so many things that could have went better if I would have done this. Or someone else has a better result and you're like, oh, I could have done that. And so then why didn't you? Why didn't you? It's easy to say I could have. It's like, well, just fucking do it then.
Yeah.
Like,
I can relate.
Don't be the I could person, Because no one wants to hear that.
And being super 100% transparent, I can relate to that because I myself, it doesn't have to be pertaining to working out or like, my physical fitness right now, but in other aspects, like I'm afraid to fail too, but I'm even more afraid of not trying. You know what I mean? Because like, again, that goes back to the regret and like in a more soothing Matthew McConaughey voice, that it's like, oh, okay, I wish I could have. I wish I should have done this. It's like, all right, well, it's too late now. Now it's time that you can't get back.
Right.
Rather than, you know what I mean? But also, on top of that, when you do come across those instances that you are working towards your goals and putting in your time and effort into your non-negotiables, and 80% of the time you hit your obstacles and you stumble and you fail, that is okay. As long as you learn, you take the lesson and you move forward. Because Ed Milet did have a little quote too, that it was something I might be off a little bit, but it's a mistake done more than one time isn't a mistake anymore. Like you have to learn from the lessons and the things that you pick up from those failures and move forward, changing and as best as you can and adapting to applying the things that you learn.
Right.
To be better and working towards your goals in a more efficient way.
Right. It's like doing the same thing, but expecting a different outcome is the definition of insanity.
Exactly.
But 100%, like if you're looking for outside, external motivation, you need to reevaluate why you're doing it. You need to find your true why. What is your inspiration for going through the struggles and going through the emotional, physical, mental pain that you're going through to get to that goal? Why do you need to hit that goal? Mm-hmm. Is it a need or is it a want? Right? Do you need to hit that goal or do you want to hit that goal? And then if it's a need, then your why should be pretty apparent of why you need to hit it. If it's a want, that is still fine. But what is your want? If your want is just cause, then that's not a true goal of yours. So if it is a want, dig deep, find out why do you want it? Is it because you want to look cooler? Is it because you want to look more attractive to the opposite sex? Is it because you want better financial health? Is it because you want freedom from, X, Y, and Z? Like, is it, you want to improve your life or your family's life or, whatever it is? Like, what is your want?
Mm-hmm. And no matter what it is, you should want to do it for yourself initially. Because if right off the bat, the purpose of you guys deciding to do something or work towards something is already for someone else or something else other than for yourself, coming back to it, it's a hard battle to already start off with,
I think, yes, 100%, I agree with you, but I want to add like a clause in there.
Mm-hmm.
You should want to do it for yourself on certain goals,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there are some goals, such as like, now like me being a dad and stuff, it's one of those things where before my wants and my goals were for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But now having, my daughter and everything like that, like those goals haven't changed. Like I still do want to hit the goals I did for the reason I did. But now my driving force and my inspiration and my motivation, both internally and somewhat externally, are her and, my wife and everything like that. So there is certain instances and certain goals that your outside force can be someone besides yourself.
Right.
Because if it is just for yourself on certain goals, then it might not be enough. But if it does pertain to, let's say, work, or anything like that, or even let's say if you want to lose weight and it's because you want to be around for your kids, or your grandkids at certain ages, if you want to be around for them, like that should be a driving force. Yeah, you should want to lose weight for yourself 100%. But do you want to see your kids grow up? Do you want to see your grandkids grow up?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're at the weight or at the health stage where it is not a foreseeable future, you going the route you're going, that should be a pretty big desire.
Yeah, that's a big why.
Yeah. But, but a lot of goals are self-driven. And if they're not true self-driven goals and you're just looking for external praise and you're looking for that, you're doing it because you want someone to tell you good job, you won't stick through it. You won't go through the battles and you won't last. But if you can break that same goal down and truly figure out why you're doing it, you will last, and you'll be that person that will outlast anyone that is your competition. 100%.
Yeah. And it's like it may seem like, it may seem like a movie or like those cheesy little things where it's like, oh, you got to do this because it's like you only get one shot and like don't miss a chance to blow. But it's like, but if you actually think about it, it's true, bro. Like tomorrow is not promised to you.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you can not wake up and like you wouldn't even know, and like the family and everything that your purpose that you left behind. So it's like every moment that you're awake, you better be sticking to those non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Like starting internally with yourself and knowing your why for the correct purpose, and sticking to it. But when you say non-negotiable, just to kind of bring it back a little bit, there's no if, ands, or buts. Like you tell yourself this is what you're gonna do and this is the reason why, you better fucking do it. You know what I mean? Because every little excuse that you tell yourself in your head is a small little crack that you're allowing for water to seep through.
Yeah, it's
in your foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. Like you can't
you can't build a successful house or building or structure on a cracked foundation.
There you go. Preach. Like it's you know what I mean? Like there is no other way, bro. Like we used to tell each other, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
That was like one of our non-negotiables in the beginning. Like no matter what 100%. It took, we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
and that applies to everything.
And people don't realize that. I mean, like I told you in the beginning, that when people ask me, and they'll ask you, when we first started this, is like, if this doesn't work out, what is your plan B? And
there is no plan B.
My plan B is look back at plan A.
Exactly.
Because there's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And I know that's, a cliche saying, but it's true. If someone else has done it or done something similar, there is 100% a way for you to get that same or similar result, depending on what the goal is. No one's different than you. No one's made up of anything else that you're not made up of. All that you lack that they have is discipline, right? And that discipline comes from their motivation, which is internal, which is based off of their non-negotiables.
Yeah. And another pretty important key point to that is
don't be a bitch.
Exactly. And you can't be afraid of hard work, because the thing is, just like those people that we are being jealous of or envious of. It's like, yeah, this and that, they have this because of that. Nah, it's look at yourself in the mirror. It's like, why don't you ask yourself like what you're missing or what you're not trying or looking at a different perspective,
Or what you're
for you-
avoiding.
exactly, for you to achieve the same thing, but maybe even greater. You know what I mean? Like nobody has superpowers.
Yeah.
There's no such, like, there's not lucky. It's just you can't be afraid of hard work and to put it in.
I'm gonna end it with this little quote for you. The great Greg Plitt, R.I.P. If you don't know who he is, look him up. But conquering your goals and conquering your non-negotiables and your daily tasks is going to give you a natural high, right? It is the greatest high you will have in life. You don't have to smoke it. You don't have to snort it. You don't have to shoot up for it. All you got to do is sweat for it. And with that,
Let's get it. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right.
leave us a comment, shoot us a DM. Let us know anything you guys want to go over in 2023. Otherwise, we have a couple cool episodes coming up for you guys with some guests and some topics that people have been asking for on supplements and stuff like that. But let's kick off this year right, get your game plan in order, and get those non-negotiables handled. Later, guys.